Whispers in the void. The Erebus, a sleek, aging spaceship, drifted silently through the black sea of space. Its five-member crew was on a routine survey mission when they received a faint distress signal from a nearby sector. The source? An abandoned space station, Helios 7, thought lost to the void over a century ago. Its sudden reappearance was a mystery no one could ignore. Captain Alina Morrow leaned forward in her seat, her gaze fixed on the station's skeletal silhouette. "Sensors show no signs of life," said Dr. Lyle Hayes, the ship's biologist, his brow furrowed as he examined his console. "That doesn't mean no one's home," muttered Jace Morales, the pilot, adjusting their course toward the station. His tone carried an edge of unease that everyone else shared but didn't voice. Arrival. The Erebus docked with a metallic groan, their airlock aligning with Helios 7's. The station's exterior was pockmarked with impacts and years of neglect. Captain Morrow led the team inside, their suits' helmet lights piercing the gloom. The airlock hissed open to reveal a corridor coated in frost, its walls lined with flickering emergency lights. A faint hum, like the heartbeat of a machine too old to stop, reverberated through the space. "Power's still running," observed Chief Engineer Tamsin Rowe, brushing a hand against the console. "Barely, but it's there. That's odd for a place this old." "Odd doesn't even begin to cover it," said Jace, his eyes darting around. Exploring the ghost, the crew split into two teams. Captain Morrow and Dr. Hayes took the main control hub, while Jace, Tamsin, and their communications officer, Kara Lynn, headed to the engineering bay. In the hub, Morrow and Hayes found the station's logs. They were incomplete, but revealed tantalizing fragments about its mission: to study an anomaly in deep space. The final log entry was a garbled message about shadows moving and a whispering voice. "Paranoia from isolation," Dr. Hayes suggested, though his voice wavered. Meanwhile, in the engineering bay, Tamsin discovered something far more disturbing. The station's reactor wasn't just operational. It was drawing power from an unknown source. "It's almost like it's alive," she whispered. Kara's flashlight swept across the room, landing on a strange, pulsating growth clinging to the walls. It seemed to ripple in response to their presence. "What is that?" Kara whispered. Before anyone could answer, the station shuddered violently. An unearthly groan echoed through its halls, a sound that seemed to crawl into their bones. The awakening. Back in the control hub, Morrow and Hayes were trying to stabilize the station when the lights dimmed, plunging them into an eerie twilight. A voice, faint and fragmented, whispered through their comms. "Stay alive, Captain. Are you hearing this?" Hayes asked, his voice trembling. "Not just hearing," Morrow replied, gripping her pistol. "I think it's in the station." The team regrouped near the airlock, but their path back to the Erebus was blocked. The strange growth had spread, pulsating with a rhythm that matched the station's hum. They realized then that Helios 7 wasn't abandoned. It had become something else, something sentient. The whispering grew louder, voices overlapping, pleading, threatening, questioning. "What do you want?" Captain Morrow shouted into the void. The station's lights flickered, and a message appeared on every screen. "We are not alone. Escape." As the station's power surged, the crew worked frantically to override the docking clamps. Jason Tamsin struggled to bypass the alien gross interference, while Kara transmitted a warning beacon. "Do not approach Helios 7. The station resisted their efforts, as if it knew they were trying to leave. Tamsin, her hands trembling, shouted, "It's not just alive. It doesn't want us to go." "Too bad." Captain Morrow barked. "Jace, hit it with everything we've got." With a desperate burst of energy, they managed to sever the docking clamps and fire the thrusters. The Erebus tore away from the station as its lights flared brilliantly, then extinguished, leaving Helios 7 adrift once more. Aftermath. Safe aboard the Erebus, the crew sat in stunned silence. The whispering had stopped, but its memory lingered like a cold shadow. "We need to report this," Kara said. "Warn others." "We will," Morrow agreed. "But the question remains, what was that? And how long before someone else stumbles upon it?" As the Erebus disappeared into the void, Helios 7 lay dormant once more, waiting for its next visitors.